Good morning, Brother John. How you doing, man? Yeah, it has been crazy. Very, very, very crazy. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to another live edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show on WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Everybody that's listening on the airwaves, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that's watching on Facebook live streaming, we appreciate you for watching. Um, Before we get right into it, you guys see me wearing the purple today. For you guys that don't know, May is Lupus Awareness Month, and the color for what they use to bring attention to lupus is purple, just like pink is for breast cancer awareness. So for May, it's Lupus Awareness Month. So everybody doesn't know, back in 1984, on Thanksgiving Day, I lost my mother. She passed away from lupus. So ever since then, ever since I found out what lupus was and everything like that, I've been, an advocate for bringing awareness to lupus. Um, Even in our membership, our local 623 membership, we have one of our members, Monica Murchison. She has lupus, and she is a fighter. She's been dealing with it for some time now. She still works hard, still does what she can. So we want to give a shout out to her, Miss Monica. Keep on fighting, keep on pushing. And we want to give a shout out to our sister Jackie Schaefer. For many who don't know, she beat cancer. So we want to give a big God bless you and that we love you to our sisters. Jackie, keep on pushing, keep on fighting. And to Miss Monica, this month is our month. So we want to, we want to spotlight you and everything that you do. All right. For everybody who doesn't know, I'm pretty sure you do know, the contract has been ratified. Uh, so we want to say, hey, as of, what was it, April 29th at 12:01, the contract went into effect. Now, there's a whole lot of discrepancies about when we're going to get the raise and the retro and all these kinds of things. A lot of people got a lot of questions and concerns about What about if I'm in progression? What about the non-5 list and all these kinds of things? A lot of questions, a lot of concerns. Hopefully we can answer some of those so you guys can get, some type of closure on some of the questions that you have. I know this weekend, weather permitting, we're going to be out at the gates answering questions. I'm going to have the formula to how you can calculate how much retro you're going to have, give you a roundabout figure. Now, overtime hours are not going to be included. You have to do that on your own, as well as if you have took any vacations between August 1st and now, that won't be included. You have to do that as well as personal and sick time. You have to do that as well. But the basic formula, we're going to go over that. I'm going to go over that now, but then when we at the gates and in the hub, I'm going to have flyers printed out so you can actually see, hey, listen, if you work this many hours, this is how much you should be expecting around about your number for your retro. And the information that we have about the retro pay, it says on and about the retro pay. It says retroactive pay will be sent to eligible employees in 6 to 8 weeks. If you have direct deposit, the money will be transferred to your account in 6 to 8 weeks. If you're not sure how retro pay works, like I said, we'll go over that. Then it says also new pay rates will be programmed into the system May 5th and will be reflected in paychecks that are received May 16th and 17th. So, that being said, I know a lot of people was thinking that, hey, April 29th, 2001, my new pay rate will kick in. Well, according to the information that we received from the IBT and off of UPSs, that's not true. What's going to happen is May 5th, which is next week, that's when the pay rates will actually be in effect. So you won't see it on this week's check or next week's check. You will see it on the check we receive on the weekend ending May 16th, May 17th. So that's when you will receive, when you will see the new raise reflected on your paychecks. It's not going to be next week like everybody thought, because it came out with it, hey, say the new contract is implemented then. But I guess like they always say, UPS does what they want to do. So again, May 5th is when the new rates will be implemented into your pay, and you will see them on your paychecks week ending May 16th, May 17th. Again, now for the retro pay, it says anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. So that's June the 10th through June 24th. I know a lot of people was told, hey, we're going to get them by the end of May. We're going to get them in May. We're going to get them in April. Listen, the information said from the IBT and UPSers that the retro pay will be from, we received it from June 10th through June 24th, somewhere in that time frame. So be on the lookout for that. Now, how you calculate it is a whole different thing. Now, I'm going to go through it. Now, I had put this up on our page about a couple weeks ago. So about a couple weeks has passed since I put this up. So instead of it being 35 weeks since August 1st, it's around 38 weeks now. So you will have to do the math. So I'm going to read what I put up. And this is what the flyer is going to say, but I'm going to make some changes to the flyer. So when we pass it out, you can have a more accurate way of calculating your time for your retro check. Now, this is what I put up there. Now, this is based on a part-timer working 20 hours a week and a full-timer working 40 hours a week. Now, I know some part-timers don't work 20 hours a week, and I know all the full-timers don't work 40 hours a week. And I also know that we all work, some of us work overtime, and some of us use personal time, vacations, and all that. Vacations, personal time, sick time, and overtime were not included into this formula. But what I did was I put the basis of how you can calculate it out there, so when you want to add in your overtime, add in your vacations, add in your personal sick time, you know how to do it. So again, I'm going to read it here, but then we'll pass out the flyers. It's on our page. I'll post it back up again so you guys can calculate how much a retro check roundabout will be. Now it says, now for all part-timers who are above the $13, you are going to get the 70-cent raise. And again, I based this on 20 hours a week. So that's 70 cents times 20 hours a week is $14 a week that you will have made extra because of the raise, right? So at the time I put this up there, it was 35 weeks. So you take that $14 and you multiply it by 35 weeks. Now when you do that, you get $490. That's not including any overtime, any personal time or sick time or vacation time that you may have used. Now, all the full-timers are going to get 70-cent raise. And I based that off of a 40-hour pay week. Now, you take that 70 cents, you multiply it by 40 hours a week, and you get $28. So that $28 is what our raise would be if it would have been, way back in August 1st. So you take that $28 and you multiply it by 35 weeks, and you get $980, and that's based off of 40-hour weeks. 40-hour weeks, no overtime included, no vacation time. What's going on, Expo?
What's going on?
No personal time that you may have taken. None of those things, right? Double time, any of that stuff. All right. So now, if you are above, or not above, but if you are below that, then for an example, if you make $11 an hour, right, you'll get the $2 bump up. So at the part-time rate, the part-time hours, if you work 20 hours a week, at that $2, you would be getting, what's that here? At 20 hours, it would be 40 hours, $40 that you'll be getting a week, right? So you multiply that by 20, you get about what's that? 40 times 40?
Times 40 is
16. So you be getting about 1,600, right? So, here go Johnny Olek. Say what's up, Expo.
What's going on?
So again, now the biggest bump is for the members who just started maybe less than a year ago, and you at $10.35. $10.60, right? So that bump up will be about $2.40. So you multiply that by 20 hours, you get about $2.35. You multiply that by 20, that's $47 a week. You take that $47 and you multiply it by 35 weeks, that's $1,645, not counting any overtime that you may have worked, personal time, but sick time, whatever the case may be, double time, whatever the case may be. That's just based off 20 hours a week. All right. So, of course, taxes. Now, I don't know if they're going to take union dues out of that check. They didn't say anything about that. I know last time they didn't. Now, I know for our local they didn't. I don't know about other locals where they take the union dues out of the check. That's a question that I would have to ask. Will they take union dues out of that check? But like I said, I don't know.
Will they take adjusted union dues out of that check because you had a pay increase for those months?
Right. So,
and that you were actually paying less in union dues?
So I don't know what they're going to do with that. All right. So again, that's just the basis of how you can multiply and calculate how, the raise, the retro check would be. I'll print all this out so everybody can read it and see it. I got all the numbers up here. I'm going to post it again on our page so you can go over it and see it. Like I said, it's very, very simple. It's very, very easy. All you got to do is plug in your numbers. If you don't know how many hours you work, you can go back to UPS's, log in to UPS's.com. Look at your last paycheck for the year of look at your last paycheck up until 2018, and then go back to the August 1st. Go back all the way back up to then, calculate all those hours, get those hours, and multiply it that way. It'll tell you the exact number of hours that you have. So all you gotta do is go to UPS's, get the hours, multiply all the weeks by the appropriate raise that you're going to get. Add in your overtime, add in your personal and sick time, and you should have, a roundabout number. You know what I mean? It's going to be probably off a few because we don't know, how about the taxes. We don't know about if they're gonna take union dues out of it. We don't know any of that. But you should have a basis for how much money you're gonna get. So as for what you got, man. What you got going on over at Oregon Avenue? I hear that you filing 1,000 grievances every day, so that's good. So,
all I can tell you is the supervisor said they're watching me. They're watching
Right.
26 years, right?
right,
The problem is, no one's watching them,
right,
right?
right,
We filed. We held the company accountable. Me, Shanahan, Bob Trainer, we're all in office together.
right,
Got double time for the grievances. Somebody must be listening to the show.
Right.
Something was happening.
right.
Some kind of accountability started to happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's positive for Mr. Shanahan right there, right?
Right.
Everybody says sometimes Shanahan doesn't do the right thing, or doesn't look strong. Got a little strength here. Something clicked.
Right.
Right?
Right.
He did take out the full-time job grievance again. Presented to the company again. Says got to talk to labor about that one because it's been sitting. Talked about the pay shortage grievance that I was talking about before. I showed you before.
Right.
About how the federal law dictates how it's supposed to get paid. How there's the way the contract is worded, and there's a certain particular way that your wages are supposed to be calculated. We're going to see what happens with that. Mr. Shanahan presented it again and said they've got to talk to labor about it. We're also addressing the iSpa packaging that the supervisors are currently doing down at Oregon Avenue. They have one supervisor per center. I also heard they do this down at the PHL.
Right. Exactly. Right.
These supervisors they use the iSpa to spa the cuts from the truck. That is bargaining unit work. Just as once the package comes out of the feeder, a label is placed on by a bargaining unit, a union employee.
Right.
So should a spa label be placed on as it is out there on the ad cut by a bargaining unit employee. They're dedicating supervisors to this job
Right.
for 3 to 4 hours a day for these box lines to cover. So that is a big supervisor's grievance work, and everybody wants it. Let's all hold it down. Let's hold it down together because that's very important.
Right.
Can't be just one person doing it. It needs to be everybody.
Everybody. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Right now, Johnny Ola had a question.
Join in the money.
He says, Espo, is he pursuing the full-time grievance you put in last year?
Listen, he presented. This is about the third, fourth time he's presented it. Now I told you, Johnny Ola, exactly what he told me. Right? I didn't have an economic interest in that grievance, right? And he wasn't going to do something. Now all of a sudden he presented it again, like he's going to do something.
Well,
so you tell me, I didn't get an official letter from the hall like they ain't going to pursue it. Like there's not a reason.
Well, you know why. You know why they're pursuing
Election year?
Election year.
Election year.
And like we talked about this the last couple of years.
Or that we've been bashing up on the show saying you talking about the pension. Where's the full-time position supposed to do?
Right. Not only that, you and I both know these next few months they're going to be super BA, super principal officer, super vice president, super president. They're going to do all these things to try to get you to forget over the last few years what they have not been doing. So it's up to us, like you said, to keep putting it out there. Hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And so people won't forget.
Yeah.
People can't forget. Hey, listen, you just can't show up in the last few weeks of your term and want to do the job.
Yeah, show up. Yeah, you got to show up for all 36 months.
All 36 months.
Yeah, all 36 months.
Can't wait until the last few months. Hey, listen, let me do the job now. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
So let's talk about another thing here. UPS needs to recognize, because they like to be in the recognition program, right? I said, this is what's happening. You have people that don't come to work for whatever the reason may be, and people have legitimate reasons why they don't come to work. And we all know that there are people sick in the family, something happened, whatever.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But the people that come to work need to be given the opportunity to work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That's the recognition that you're shown by you coming to work every day, that you're given those financial opportunities at work.
Right.
You're not denied these privileges of wage earning.
Right.
Right?
Right.
These supervisors are upset for filing grievances, and I told them, I said, you're holding me accountable, punishing me, because I come to work.
Right.
Right? I come to work. Where is the justice in that? So I know that UPS higher ups like to listen to this show. Let's think about this. What message do you send to the worker that comes in every day for you that you're trying to build a strength and a good unit, a good team, right? With those people that come to work, you want to be the future leaders because they're the people that are in there. They're observing, see what goes on. They're helping out. They're making calls to the supervisor. Say, hey, listen, this is what we got going on here. Can you help us out over here? Can you adjust the people, move it around if you're not seeing it in time? Right? How are you treating those people? Right? Don't give me a pat on the back. Don't give me a hot dog or a barbecue, right? Because most people are looking at the end of the week, can I go take my kids somewhere or do something and get out when they get out of work, right? Can I go take my wife to dinner? Can I take my kids to the movies? You know what I mean? Movies when you go out now are like $13 a pop. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
$12, $13 a pop. That's just one ticket.
Right.
That means you got to eat on top of that.
Yeah.
And then $100 go to the movies. You know what I mean? $100 go to the movies. No wonder why people like to buy video games.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you're right, though. The company needs to address that. You know,
you need to recognize the people that are there and work the people that show up to work.
Well, I believe those days are long gone. Those days are long gone.
For the inside people, we always have that problem. That's the difference between us and the drivers. The drivers have been continuously getting overtime for years, right? They'll get the 9-hour day. But the people inside, they try to fight tooth and nail not to give us the time because the operation needs to go down by a certain time. Oh, it's heavy, but we're still going to work. And no, we don't want to pay you. We don't want to work you through lunch.
Let me work.
Yeah.
So I don't have to pay you. Right, because I don't want you to get exactly. But like you said, we can't have you. Right, exactly. So we'll see what. What's up, Joan? How you doing? Well, Joan, supposedly, now I'm not 100% sure about this yet, but I believe Izzy was supposed to go down there last Friday and make sure that the part-timers were getting their guarantee. I'll find out more about that tonight because, like I said, I don't know. But tonight I'll find out did he show up and do that. I don't know if he did or not, but we'll see.
So listen, are part-timers complaining they're not receiving their daily guarantee?
Yeah, they're complaining about it.
Have they filed grievances about it?
No, they haven't filed any grievances.
Let's get a flyer out so we can get, Izzy's contact information out there, Bill Shanahan's contact information, so they know that 623 Lives Matters is giving them the tools necessary to communicate to their officers and show that this is what we have to do. Because it's not coming up at the union meeting. They talk about it. And then the wild guys coming over and talking about the day home. Oh, well, starting 12:45, 1:45. Outrageous time backwards. Right on the day home. Right. Come on now.
I know, man, but that's the thing, though, Joe. These guys just do whatever they want to do.
Pick and choose.
Arbitrary.
Arbitrary in their enforcement of the contract.
They do. It's out of control. And hopefully, while our officials are being super right now, hopefully they can kind of correct UPS on some of these things. You know what I mean? I don't know, but we'll see.
I want to say this too.
What we got?
Hey. I want you personally, because you'll see Abe before me, to give him this, right?
Okay.
Here we go. This right here, guys, we're talking about the pension, and Izzy was talking about why I put the money in the stock market. I wrote down here what the stock market has performed in the Dow, right? All here, including the years of the crash. If you put the money in, how much money you would have after the total investment right here as compared to what you're going to get inside a pension fund, right? So let's talk about this with facts, not just, what you want to do, what's the right thing, because really technically it should be a committee, and I agree with Abe on this point. You should get a committee to decide what the right thing is to do. This might not be the right thing to do, but what has he done factually to put that out there? Right? Let's put that out there. I'm gonna give it to Hooker so he can go give it to Abe, right? And he can go give it to Abe, and then we can start talking about this.
But you like
positive level.
Like when you was talking to me about it last week, I was like, no, I don't agree with the whole thing, but there does need to have some communication between
there needs
the
to be a
pension
committee
board
and figure out what we can do.
Exactly, that does, because there is a problem, and like you said, you putting all that money, $26,000 a year. And you only getting $100 and some
$120
per
and that's
year.
If you work 2,080 hours. Right. The average person inside a pension, just so you all get this, right? It's about 1,800 service hours a year. That's what the average is. That's what the pension board says. Not to say that that's that's what happens in our local, but that's why it's so important for this local and for every other company really to pay for every hour worked into the pension up to a certain amount first, so nobody gets shorted.
Right.
Everybody can retire on time. I personally would rather have an annuity type plan, so I know that I don't have to worry about the pension going under. I have a certain amount.
Right.
They can invest it in the stock market, whatever how they want to invest it, because they do have a pretty good record in the stock market investing, right? They use mutual funds and stuff like that.
Right.
Use regular stocks. They got the whole Dow basically probably covered, and they have different shares that they put down, and they do pretty well.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go back, you take a look at the track record. It's on a 5,500 form. You take a look at it.
Right.
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 Spend some time, take a look at it.
Right.
They do
Now
well.
we got a couple of comments up here. Now, it all pertains to this 5-to-1 rule.
Yes.
You know, about hourly to supervisor getting full-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's been a couple of supervisors over the last few years that has gotten inside 22-3 jobs.
Yes.
And a lot of our members are highly, highly upset because, you know, me personally, I don't think the rule should exist because our members should get those jobs. You know what I mean? Especially the inside jobs. You know?
I think I talked about this before. There's certain members that have health issues that cannot go driving.
Right.
And that's why they've waited to go
Right.
full
Inside
time
job. Right.
for a long time. They should get preference in those particular positions because that's all they can do, and they're obviously need before supervisor. Right?
Exactly.
Before supervisor.
Right.
Right? They should be accommodated. There's other people that could go driving that choose not to, right? And I don't really feel any way about those people. There's an opportunity to go full time, take it. At least say you tried it.
Right. Right.
No, I don't say you succeed or don't succeed. You don't like it. You don't
Right,
like it.
that's
That's
up
one
to you.
thing.
Right.
It's all up to your decision.
Right.
But at least make the effort to try.
Right.
Right. Don't cry about why can't I go full time when we have supervisors that are continuously hired in the package car departments.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the package car centers. There's an opportunity to go full time around here all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to want it. That's what they told me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When I first came here.
Right.
The only thing I ever did, I never liked, when I first came up, I was down on the preload, and they'd work you full time, and they wouldn't pay you the full time rate. And I thought that was wrong because I'm working in the full time class.
You should get paid full time.
And most of the time, I was replacing a full time employee that was on a preload, because as I told Merritt before, when you work as a package car driver, or if I was to work as a feeder driver as a part time, I would get their rate for the entire day, not in a preload. For whatever the reason. Maybe there's a letter of mutual understanding that doesn't exist.
Right.
But the problem is that no member can see that letter.
Right.
It's not in the contract. There's
Right.
an issue here.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's about clarity. And every part-timer is now covering for people that are full-time down at the airport.
Right.
Hey, listen, I'm covering for you on a full-time basis, but I'm not getting a full-time wage rate.
Right.
Right? Not putting the full-time pension contribution that goes along with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You tell me. I mean, if you want to be about the pension, make
Right.
sure you cover those things.
Right.
You know, where's Bill Hamilton and the pension fund at monitoring what's going on at UPS to make sure the appropriate contributions are being made? Because you know, you're stuck in a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always something going on, something that got to be at odds with UPS, and the pension fund needs to step up in and say, hey, no, you guys got to make this happen.
Right.
You got to sometimes apply external pressure rather than the internal pressure.
Right.
To make things work. You know,
Right.
that's what the group effort and unionism is all about.
Exactly. And Johnny Ola, go back to what you said. I do got to clear that up about the hours and overtime for the calculations. If you go back on your check, you're right. All those hours that you work are included. So what the members going to have to do, they're going to have to go and look at the checks, each pay stub, and get the overtime hours off of each pay stub. It's about 38 pay stubs. Go on UPSs.com. Go every pay stub that you work overtime and calculate the proper rate, and so you can get the proper calculation. So thank you for that, Johnny. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to do your work. We all can't do it all for you. We gave
70 cents for every hour of straight time.
Right.
$1.05 for
Right.
every hour of overtime.
Right.
Hold it. $1.40 for every hour of double time.
Right. So you guys
And
gonna.
hold it. And if anybody got triple time, there's a rate for that too.
Oh yeah. So what you're gonna have to do is go back 38 weeks. Look at each pay stub. It's on UPSs.com. You could do the, like I said, vacation time, personal time, sick time, do those calculations, do the overtime calculations, and then do the straight time calculations. It's all on there, all right? But what we did was just put out the formula of how to calculate
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
So you just have to go back and do the work and figure out how many hours you work, all right? So, ESPO, the new contract is in,
Yeah.
right? So now,
August 1st, they can start putting in Article 22.4 positions that involve
Right.
package car driving. I see them kind of setting up the building already for this down at Oregon Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of split the air service center packages off to the side on the black belt, kind of setting up to make sure that there's probably going to be some deviation of work over to those particular drivers over there. Maybe they'll be the drivers that work the black belt and then go deliver.
right.
I don't know what they would do at the airport. You know, you guys don't really have Center City to kind of make that happen.
Right.
It's a little different. You know, you guys don't have a air service center
Now-
out there in Delaware County.
Right. Now, certain supplements, they have protections on what the 22.4 jobs can do, classification can do. Now, back in the summertime, when Dennis Taylor had one of his conference calls, he admitted that he doesn't know what the company is going to do with the 22.4s because there is no direct, information that says, hey, they can do this.
They have to be combined with
Right.
regular package car drivers.
So now some supplements have, stipulations on what they can do.
Covered.
We
What
don't
the
have
other-
that here.
What the other part of their job may be. I
Right.
think it's a big deal. It's a
Exactly.
bigger deal all around because you could have an Article 22.4, and this is the one reason why I don't like these jobs at all. If they go out and work 8 hours as a package car driver and are considered a package car driver because they have their first 4 hours of their job at straight time is inside, that's nonsense. That's nonsense, right? Total nonsense.
Right.
Second, our supplement says you're supposed to get paid for the highest classification you worked in, right?
Exactly.
You have a classification in which people work as package car drivers already. They are
Right.
paid a certain rate, and everybody in our local should be like, no, you cannot pay me the Article 22.4 rate because under Pennsylvania state law, it says that the terms and conditions of employment and wages are supposed to be listed in the collective bargaining agreement. And clearly, the classification of package car driver is covered, and there's a rate for it, and you're not paying me accordingly.
Right.
All pay rates are a minimum.
Exactly. Right.
You got to go to the maximum.
Right.
Right.
So now, by our supplement not having any stipulations of what these jobs could do. So what's there to say that UPS may say, hey, listen, brother, Mr. or Mrs. 22.4, today you're going to be working in the 22.2 classification for your first 4 hours or how many hours. Then you're going to go out driving. Now, what's that going to do to you guys down at Oregon Avenue?
So, they're going to select their work, and then we're going to be at odds of what the job preference means.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
thought about
we-
that last
we-
night.
we
Now,
have-
how
we
is
have
that going to
now.
fit? Right.
We have that going on right now.
Right.
Down at Oregon Avenue at the annual bids, they tried to make jobs that were miscellaneous E-regs, right?
Mhm.
Right now they have Article 22.3s performing that work and a part-timer today performing that work on the front half of the preload. Yet I have a bid to be a E-reg driver as part of my job preference / miscellaneous.
Mhm.
Well, miscellaneous, there's no job preference for miscellaneous because there's no job to speak of.
Right, exactly.
So if E-reg work is running, then that's the preference that I should get. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm working with Bill Shanahan to see what he does about it and put this in perspective, right? I like the job I'm doing now. Not that I don't dislike it, but I came to the preload for job preference bidding. That's what I came for.
Right.
It's the only reason why I came for
Right.
it. Because I wanted to make sure that UPS couldn't move me out of my spot.
Right.
Right? I had a great job. It was working on Twilight, sweeping out trailers. And I could have kept that job for the rest of my life. Right? It was a great job. The preload is crappier hours. Might pay a little more, but it's crappier hours.
Mhm.
But I have a job that I can bid, and you can't just knock me out of it for whatever reason
Right.
you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So, and I was thinking about this last night. What would happen if the company would say, you know what, we're gonna take the 22.4, pay him the lower rate because you guys making what 60 cents less than the driver, something like that, 50 or 60.
22 cents less. than that.
22 cents less than the driver. Okay, Joe, we don't need you to, today. I know you're gonna,
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, But 22, Mr. and Mrs. 22-4, I'm gonna pay you $12, $13, $14, $15 less than Joe here to do the same job. And that's the issue, because there is no stipulation in this supplement at our local. Some locals have that. Like at 804, they just can't go inside and do a premium job. Like car wash, them jobs that gets paid
36
right.
an hour, 36 plus an hour.
But here, they can do that because it wasn't negotiated in there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a big problem.
Displace part of your bargaining unit.
Exactly.
Listen, the bigger issue here, and I really don't want to talk about this on the radio because I don't think you guys any big ideas, but I'll just put this out there anyway, right?
Right.
Our locals guarantee 40 full-time inside positions. That is what the Article 22 classification is all about. How many full-time positions that you are guaranteed inside, right?
Right.
And I want to say it's more than 40 because there's the 4 other jobs that they won back, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s, right? And they're the 4 full-time shifting jobs at the airport. And they were created because part-timers spoke up about working full-time, down working average,
right.
rather than the full-timers.
Right.
So, UPS just has to make those jobs inside the local. Put them anywhere.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But they got to pay them the applicable rates from the 70s. What is the rate if I go down and work on a ramp for an Article 22 too? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the rate?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Don't get me wrong, full-time ramp job is nice.
Right, exactly. But you want to get the right rate.
Right. I came down purely for the rate. Came down for purely rate and preference job bidding. That's it. And really preference job bidding. That was it, because when I would file grievances on a twilight shift or whatever, on a driver, a supervisor is now a driver down at the Mayfair Center, right? They moved me off the pickoff and moved me somewhere else. And I called Bill Cook and said, yo, man, they're moving me because I filed a grievance. Don't act like that ain't the reason why.
Right.
Magically, right. 1 week here thing. What are you guys going to do about it if I file?
Right.
The birds were chirping. Do you understand?
Exactly.
I knew they were going to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And believe me, I'll work any position in UPS. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. They can slug me in the unload. I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's very few jobs in there that irritate me that much where I can't just barrel out and I'll talk to myself before I
do the job. Right.
Just to entertain myself to get away from being annoyed by doing the job.
Right.
You know, anything.
So piggyback off what Joe was talking about how the company likes to move people. There has been a lot of talk at PHL Preload because a lot of our members have been filing grievances for supervisors working, and then all of a sudden they're moved to another area. And so I got a text last night about what should we tell the members if this happens. And so I put an email out to a few people because I know it goes on at Oregon Avenue and it goes on here. So what I said was, listen, what the member has to do is take an accurate account of what happened, the time frame of when they were moved, and once they filed the grievance, the area, had they ever worked in that area before, and they gotta keep a record of what happened. I think filed a grievance,
document, say I was moved from a position which I routinely do on a daily basis, and after filing a grievance,
right,
I was utilized in a different position,
right,
which is, I feel is being retaliatory,
right,
for doing a protected concerted activity,
right, and that's what I told the members to do: file a grievance, create a file for what happened with the who the supervisor was,
make the paper trail,
write the paper trail, file a grievance under 37, 36, and 67, and make sure that hey, listen, keep filing if you have to.
Yeah.
Create the paper trail, because in this new contract, it says that, and I still don't like the language for harassment. It doesn't give any definite outcome of you going to get paid or anything. Yeah. It just says you may or you may not get any type of compensation for it. But I think it's up to us, the members, to have to push, and keep filing so we can get that compensation, regardless of what the language says. We're going to have to do our part.
Hold it. We have. No, we got one thing for you right now. We got to ask.
What's up, John?
Hold it. Oh, no, I got something for you right now. Whoa. The PA Conference of Teamsters meeting is this week. right?
Right.
Bill Shanahan is in attendance. I don't know who else is in attendance, but I want to know how come Bill. I want to know how come Jumbo. Were you there? Did you get asked to go?
Yeah, tell us what's going on with that, Jump, about the PA conference.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going
we got
on.
other problems, man. Listen,
Listen, no.
yo,
Let's address
yo,
what's happening
yo,
at the top
yo.
level.
I
We
need
can't
help
talk
with
about
the
Bill
phone number.
Hamilton and Ron Brown.
You got him on the phone number?
Yeah. You want to give it? Yeah.
Look it up real quick. I want you to put it out on the air. All right, we got problems. We got a lot of problems.
Right.
Yo, we got real problems down there. So what happened is, feeder department, we cannot find Bill Mars. They found grievances like crazy, and Bill Mars nowhere to be found. He's not showing up hearing the grievances. So we have a lot of problems. A lot of members don't know the problems we have. So what happened is, we're going to give you Bill Hamilton, Joint Council President. You need to call. What's the number?
215-880-1330.
I'll repeat it again.
215-880-1330. B. Hamilton at Teamsters107.com.
That's the Joint Council President. That's Shanahan's boss. So what happened, like we said, we got a lot of problems. I just left out there. They had a supervisor and an hourly fight on the belt. Got a lot of problems. We don't have anybody around. Got problems down Oregon Avenue. It has to be addressed. You know, what happened is election time is coming. You got to vote. You can't keep saying, I'm voting for Hooker, I'm voting for Hooker. You have to put it on paper. People know how bad it is. Listen, we gave Shanahan a chance. And y'all know, Shanahan's weak. It's a disgrace what they're doing to the members. A real disgrace. And now, because it's election time, they want to act like they want to do their job. It's too late. If you're voting for Shanahan because he's your friend, you got problems. We need somebody down there to do the job. Give Richard Hooker a shot. Gotta give him a shot. Like they said, like the driver's saying at the airport, what can we lose? You understand what I'm saying? But what happened is, like I said, feed the drivers, 30 years, 35 years. When they put a grievance in,
Yeah, exactly.
when they put a grievance in,
you got to take care of that.
it should be heard. And Bill Maher should show up. He's not even answering his phone. I don't think he's at the Joint Council President. Only two people went. It was Dizzy and Shanahan. Shanahan called himself saving money. So you had a choice. You could either go to the PA conference or you can even go to Vegas. But him and Izzy are sergeant at arms, so they had to go. So he keep on saving money. What's he saving money for? It's not to educate the members. What are he saving money for? I don't understand.
Good. We'll get that question answered at the next union meeting. Don't worry.
Right. Now we got a question here. It says, so what are we going to do about the supervisors when you file a grievance against them 3 times?
Oh, listen, that question just came up at Working Average, right? Because I filed my grievance today. I said I want 4 hours of double time or 4 hours of triple time if the supervisor has been notified.
Right.
You know, getting caught 3 times in a 9-month rolling period.
Exactly.
The shop steward said he wasn't sure or certain, right,
Right.
whether or not it applies to the individual grievant or as a whole.
Well, my understanding
like-
applies to the individual, the grievance. Like, for example,
grievance?
if I file a grievance on Supervisor A, then a month later he's in another area, you file on the same supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Then in a month later, or sometime later, Jumbo files on that same supervisor, then Jumbo would get paid
Triple time,
the triple time.
right?
Right.
So in other words, you're saying that it's actually the amount of times that he gets caught on a grievance paper
Exactly.
for working.
Right.
That's what I read.
Right. That's what I would say.
That's
Now,
what
but
I read.
this the part where all of us, regardless of the e-board, this is when the members are going to really have to stick together. And like I started this email pool where I was saying, hey, listen, because UPS is going to try to find a way to manipulate that language. They're going to try to find a way. They may even try to move their supervisors to another area, move into another building, wherever they can go to not get that supervisor caught up on that 3rd time. So what we're going to have to do is, hey, listen, I filed the grievance on Supervisor A today on May 1st, 2019. All right, put his name out there. Hey, listen, Supervisor A did this. He worked for this many hours. Okay, somebody else knew this supervisor. Hey, I saw Supervisor A work in September. This many hours. So next person who files on that supervisor, we're going to have to let them know, hey, listen, this is the third time that supervisor has worked. You should be getting paid triple time. And that's why we're going to have to do that. You know, that's the only way, because you know UPS is going to try to find and move that supervisor around to get them not to have to pay that triple time. You know that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. So what we're going to have to do is come up with a plan now to make sure that our member knows, hey, Supervisor A worked this month, 3 months later he worked again, and 2 months later he worked again. What that? Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes before we do that, yeah.
Yeah, it says supervisors working 3 times in a 9-month period. Grievance gets triple time penalty pay. Right?
Right.
It doesn't say individually.
Right.
Like you have to catch them 3 times. It says
Right.
3 times in a 9-month period.
Right. So whoever the soup is that's caught up in that 3rd month, we're going to have to keep accurate records. Say, hey, listen, that's what we're going to have to do.
But once again, you just read that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's how Shanahan interpreted. It's how Morris interpreted. Because or the vice president. When you go to them, you know everything changed. It's according to who the person is. Then you know that too. Right or wrong.
Well, that's why we're going to have to alleviate them from the situation. We're going to have to do it as membership. We can't keep and I hate to say this.
It doesn't say the grievance. It clearly says the grievance shall be paid at the triple time employee's
Right.
rate of pay.
Right.
And that's what we're saying.
Right.
It doesn't say grievance. It says the grievance will
Right.
be paid
Whoever-
because that supervisor's been caught 3 times in a 9-month
Exactly. So
period.
whoever files that on that
Plain and simple.
right, whoever files that grievance on that supervisor for whoever it is for that 3rd time working in 9 month period will get paid that rate at triple time
Yes.
for every hour the supervisor worked. That's what it should be. That's what the language says. So it's going to be up to us to make sure, regardless of what Shanahan and the guys may say. But I'm going to tell you this, though. It's election time. Oh, they going to make it work. Trust me. They're going to make it work. It's election time.
Like Joni getting all her people paid whenever they put a grievance.
They're going to make it work. Trust me.
Because she wanted them to vote.
Exactly. I mean, and it's sad, but listen, if they're going to do the job now, we're going to have to make them do the job. And to just remind the people, hey, listen, it's election time, so it is what it is.
Well, how come she won't fight for Big Time? Every time Big Time put a grievance in, Big Time got to fight.
I don't know, man.
There's always a fight with Big Time.
I don't know. Eddie said good luck with that. He said good luck with that. Hey, it's up to us, Eddie. We're gonna have to. It's up to us to make the language work. We already know what our officials going to do. We already know what the IBT going to do. But a lot of our issues, I hate to say it, is if they're member inflicted. Yeah, the officials do their part, but we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to stand up for this.
But the members, I'll say this: the member files a grievance with the intent to get what he's supposed to get,
Exactly.
and the union somehow manipulates the situation so he gets less.
Right.
They ultimately are responsible to protect the members' rights.
Exactly. Right.
No one in here is self-negotiating with the company.
Right.
No one's in there trying to resolve the grievance themselves.
Right.
The stewards and the business agents, right,
Right.
are the ones that are there trying to resolve the issue
Right.
on the members' behalf to make sure that the integrity of good faith bargaining is
Right.
upheld.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Not to let play like Monty Hall, let's make a deal. Door number 1. I got this for you right here, right now. Or you can have this right here, right now.
Right.
Make,
Eddie-
you make the
Eddie-
choice.
Eddie on the
how many
PD
times you been in the
No,
grievance
on
hearing?
Oregon Avenue.
He's
Oregon
full time.
Oregon
He's August 22 too.
Right.
No, we got
How
another
many-
Eddie.
how many times-
We got another Eddie. That's
Oh,
right.
another-
We have
okay.
another Eddie
Okay.
on the PD wall.
All right, okay.
Right.
How many times you been inside grievance hearings and they go back to you and say, "What? Are you okay with this?" The grievance.
Oh, all the
right?
time. All the time. Right.
How many times does the grievance feel like, am I negotiating here, or
I know.
are they negotiating for me?
Exactly.
Because really, technically, they supposed to cut the deal. You're just there to watch and make sure there's no funny business, right?
Right.
And then logic and play it accordingly.
You got time to grab that.
What's that?
Grab the thing. You're supposed to grab the 10 o'clock.
Yeah. We got 7 minutes. Yeah. Well, you're right, Eddie. But I mean, that's why people gotta vote, man. That's the ultimate thing we're gonna have to do it come October, man. People gonna have to vote because there's a lot of problems, internal problems that a lot of people, like Jumbo says, a lot of problems that people just don't know about, and we don't want to put it out on air because we don't, you know, we don't want to make it too personal. That's the thing. I don't want to get too personal.
I don't think that
You know what I'm saying?
the appropriate way to do this is say the company's violated this in XYZ center and leave the names out, right? This way the members know what UPS is trying to do.
Right.
Right? That's the way to communicate that message. Because
Right.
I think it's important to understand where UPS is coming from and what they're trying to do to manipulate the system, and that the workforce knows what's going on. And that's what needs to be communicated at
that's
the
what-
monthly union meeting.
Right. That's what Reggie was just saying. It's up to us to educate each other to let us, you know, so everybody can
But it
understand
starts,
what's
it
going on.
starts with the principal keepers of the knowledge.
But they're not.
right?
They're not going to do it though, Joe. That's the thing about it. They are not.
I
They
said-
are not going to help us.
I mean, I've sat inside steward meetings before, and most of them just go around and go,
Exactly.
yeah, and they're quiet like church mouses.
They're
you
not
know
going
what
to
I mean?
help us. When you do say something, you're a problem. They ostracize you. For an example, this just happened this week, and Jumbo told me. Now, when the news broke about the contract being ratified, right?
Yeah.
The hall called
No, Dizzy called all the shop stewards.
shop stewards, except for Hooker and Bagby. Why is that? It's not personal. We all this together. Listen, politics will take care of that in October. But right now, we got a new contract. The members got a lot of questions, concerns. Let's work together to make sure that these guys know what's going on. A lot of people got a lot of questions. Am I going to get a raise because I'm in progression? How do I calculate my retro check? Am I going to get, is the raise going to go from April 29th or May 5th? Well, I mean, what's going on? What's happening? What's this? Listen, I get it. It's political. You mad with us because we're running against you, and there's a lot of stuff out there on Facebook and the radio show that people now see them for their true
Some
colors.
people like to call Izzy Dizzy all the time.
Right, right.
And,
What
and
happened
probably
is-
rightfully so when he acts like that.
No,
you know, when he
that's-
acts inappropriately and doesn't do the right thing, right?
Right.
To help protect the members' property that they gain through collective bargaining, help represent the membership, right? Not to play Monty Hall and cut a deal like he said on stage,
Right.
Right?
Right.
What did he say? The company might need, you know,
Right,
you might need a
exactly.
couple
Might
of this on a
need-
day.
right.
So let this money go, so
Right.
I can go help somebody else, and I get the credit, so I can be politically, you know, look like the champ,
Right.
as I screwed you over,
Right. Exactly.
right? And please don't hold me accountable for it. Don't hold me accountable.
But that's
for
the
it.
thing, though. People got to wake up and vote. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Yeah, because the question is, the main question in the hub, you know, Matt and I read it last night. We read it 100 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saying that they're going to start on May 5th.
May 5th.
Matt and I've been telling everybody, listen, as of the 29th, your raise kick in.
That's what it should be.
That's what it should be. But they saying it's going to kick in the 5th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is, we ain't got no help from DC. Hoffa ain't nowhere to be found.
Well,
they
they-
doing whatever they want to
and-
do.
right.
So they saying, jump. Is it going to be retro from the 29th to the 5th or what?
It
You,
should be.
just, you don't have this? You didn't get this flyer? You didn't get this flyer? You didn't see the IBT put out this flyer? I'm just saying. Is this what you read? Is this
Expo.
what you read
Expo.
with Matt? That's why I just want to know. I just want
No.
to verify for a second. This is what the IBT put out, fellas.
Right.
Right? Everybody knows this is what the IBT put out was a good thing. Printed it out, passed it around down Oregon Avenue so people could see it.
They
Right?
didn't pass it out at the airport.
Listen,
Was it-
I can't get in the airport, so you know I don't want to.
Right. We know
Who passed
this.
it out?
We all knew this.
We
I
know
don't know.
that. We know all that. What are you
Right.
talking about?
But according to IBT, it started 12:01.
Right.
1201 what? What started at 1201?
Monday.
April 29th.
What started
April 29th.
What
The
started?
contract. The
The
contract.
contract started.
And that
we
means
talking about
all
the 70
economic
cent.
improvements, bro.
No, we talking about the 70 cent.
But that's what the
started at
IBT said.
1201? What started at 1201?
UPS
That's what we
are
saying.
saying something totally different. They're
They
saying
say it's got to wait one more week.
they're saying that your pay will be reflective in the check May 17th, 16th to 17th, because the raise will go in effective May the 5th. It's programmed May the 5th. That's what they're saying.
So they're going
Right.
to wait a whole another week
Yes.
before
That's
it clicks in.
right.
So now the 4 days, how they gonna pay them? You know what I'm saying? Because what happened is Matt Gilbert, myself, Dizzy, we was telling them the same thing. That
Right.
1201,
Right.
your 70 cent kick in.
Right.
Now they're saying we're wrong.
All right. So
So which one is it? That's why we need somebody around. You understand what I'm saying? If Billy Mars didn't go to Harrisburg, he need down to be somewhere.
Well, listen, he
on
was
the
down,
scene.
he was down, he was
I
down
know
Oregon
that
Avenue
still
today.
he was down there, but what happened? Was he just talking to people?
He was just down there, you know.
Oh, he
hands
was
in his
saying,
pockets.
he was
and-
saying, it is what it is.
All right,
It
good
is.
people.
Disney World.
We getting ready to do a pause for station identification, and we got to get you guys to make sure you donate to the station. All you got to do is go to www.spcr.org, hit the donate button, and it'll walk you through the different levels of how you can donate. No amount is too small or too big. So we appreciate you, and we'll be back in a moment.
Cause what you going crazy? She come down Union Hall, she gonna beat him up. Marguerite gonna eat him alive about that to the. Because Marguerite saying, John, it started 12:01. I said, Marguerite, that's what we thought.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell her. She said, I don't want to hear it. She's talking about, I'm getting my money. Everybody be in the check next week. I'm like, I'm just telling you. I said,
Right.
I'm just telling you what they telling us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
It's
like
true.
I said, we telling them. Even Dizzy told people. He told the shop steward that
Right.
it started at 12:01.
Right.
Now they saying it don't.
Right.
They're saying, I mean,
Yeah, when you go
somebody
to-
got to clarify.
Right. When you go to UPS's, it come up and say
Yeah.
your raise will be programmed on May the 5th.
And that's why I thought they were saying that they were going to program, put it in,
Right.
when it should have been already put in.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's May 5th, right?
Well,
Then
May
me and
5th
Matt,
is tomorrow, right?
No, May
Sunday,
5th is
man.
Sunday. Right.
Sunday.
Sunday. Right.
what you take, man? You better calm down.
I
I'll
don't pay
straighten you
attention.
out, man.
I'm-
You better calm down, man. All the screaming and hollering on me, man.
Look,
But calm
I
down,
don't pay that
man.
mind. Listen, when the check comes, the check comes. You know what I mean?
No, but
I'm
it's
gonna worry-
not,
I'm
it's
gonna worry
not-
about getting
it's-
triple time
it's-
supervisors
it's-
working.
Listen, Espo. All right, we're not worried about that.
All right, we back. Appreciate you guys for listening to WOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. We enjoy you guys tuning in, watching us on Facebook. We appreciate everybody listening to us on the station. And we're going to get right back into it. Jumbo, now you was talking about Izzy, Matt, you, everybody's been talking about us getting paid $12.01 April 29th. That's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
But when you go to UPS's, it says the raise will be programmed for May the 5th, and it will be reflective on week ending May 16th, May 17th.
Right.
So, which one is it?
Right. Because what happened is that's at the airport. I don't know about other hubs, right? But the airport is off the hook, 623, right? You know how it is. You can't go nowhere.
Right.
They corner you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when people start talking about the money, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, they go
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
And I mean, our people, they want them checks.
Exactly.
And then
No,
I'm
it's
telling
let's check.
them between June the 10th and the 24th, right? They want to take my head off.
Because
they
they,
understand.
because
They
they,
want to rumble.
because they was told you're going to get it in October, you're going to get it in May, you're going to get it before Christmas, you're going to do this, do that. By our e-board, now here it is. Now you want me to wait 6 months, almost 7 months after the time you told me I was going to get it.
Yeah, and,
So-
our people are very, very verbal, right? Like what I'm saying, right? Listen, yo, Jumbo, I want my money.
Right.
I want my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know that when you come to the crosswalk, when they surround you and
Exactly.
stuff like
Every
that. You know
night.
what I mean?
Every night.
And when we come out, the day they had me low, telling me to jump. I said the 10th before 24. What are you talking about? That's a long time.
Right, it is.
Even the driver, I was
And
telling the drivers.
then I got a text from one of our brothers from Local 89. And he was saying that the supervisors and the shop stewards, and it's probably happening here too, that they're saying that if you're not on payroll when this happened, you're not going to get your retro. You're not going to get a retro. So if you quit, if you worked all the way up until yesterday, and you're not on payroll by the time these checks are cut, you're not going to get it. That's what they're telling people. So
But
I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, somebody's going to have to explain to these people that,
He said, if you quit, you're going to get your check.
Right.
Now, they done told a lot of people that. And now they're saying they ain't going to give it to them, right?
Exactly.
Listen, call the hall. Call the hall. If you quit and you don't get your retro, call the hall. Give me Shanahan tomorrow's number. Give him Shanahan, make sure you put it out.
All right.
Call them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But people that quit, they saying, I want my retro.
right.
Yeah. All right.
You know?
Yeah.
Billy Martin number. You got Billy Martin number.
You're right, Eddie. And Joan, yeah, like Joan just said, yeah, the pay rate be the 5th, and all the hours from last week will be part of that retro. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
listen.
Listen,
Listen,
I ain't-
no,
I-
no,
did I
listen,
say-
I'm gonna tell you
listen,
right now.
Did I ask you that on the
That's a
radio?
question.
Did I ask you that on the
I'm
radio?
gonna tell you right now. Listen, guys, you're all getting bumped up to $13 an hour if you started on August 1st, 2018. Getting bumped up to 13, right?
Right.
The question becomes to people beforehand, what are they getting bumped up to? That's a big deal.
Exactly.
The IBT put something out. We're reviewing it with the shops with Bob Train. I gave him the article that IBT said. I don't like how it is. I don't like how it's worded. I don't like the way that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because people that have seniority, they're only, this is what it says now, I think they're only going to get bumped up to $13 an hour, right?
Right.
But they're not getting the general wage increase. They're not getting the extra 70 cents.
Right.
They're going to be bottom rated with these people,
Right.
and that's not right.
It's not. I mean, the whole thing is it's a
And-
big problem,
and I'll tell you one more.
So how about the question was, somebody asked me,
Hold on, one more
no,
thing too.
no, go
People
ahead.
that got the extra dollar for working a preload, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose it.
Exactly.
And that is an even bigger issue. They're going to lose that extra dollar. They're not going to get bumped up automatically to 14, which is what should happen,
Right.
right?
Right.
They should never lose that dollar. They're going to lose it with this scheme.
Right.
It sounds like.
Right.
And if they lose it, I would be mad because you just got the $2.50 raise rather than the $4.15 raise.
Exactly.
And that's a big jump up difference in 5 years because you get around 18 something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's this whole thing is a mess, man. It's a
You know,
big.
that's-
And you
that's
don't
a
have-
complex issue to talk about.
You
John.
don't have anybody from the local down there trying to explain to the members. That's, the PA conference is more important than explaining what money.
I think
money
in general
people
it's a
got coming.
shame that the PA Conference of Teamsters holds their meeting not on the weekend, but in the middle of the week when we got companies like UPS which violate every day, and every local has the same complaint from its members.
Right.
You're not down here while UPS is violating us.
Right.
That is a big complaint. All the ones that talking in Pittsburgh, whatever, they all said the same thing out there in Western PA. Hey, you guys got to come down there not once or twice a week, every day, because every day they're doing the same thing. Soups are working. We feel violated. Where is our
Where
union
is our
dollar
officials?
going if
Exactly.
you're not here?
Right.
You know what I mean? Take a pay cut, put a couple guys on to make sure someone's here.
Well,
And they're right.
We can't blame it on PA conference because our E-boy, they ain't around no matter what, whether they out of town or not. Billy Mark said, like he said, he's just standing there. Don't ask me no questions. You know what I mean? But now he's in town, so why won't he go to the airport and address some grievances?
Hold it. Has the feeder 10-minute
Well,
bathroom
they
meal
said they're
slash
working on it. Didn't he say they was
break
working on it?
Right, that's why I'm saying
No,
if there's anything
they,
new
no,
going on.
they said that.
Uh-oh.
They said
They're
that it
supposed
was
to be
resolved. He
Oh,
said
okay.
it was
Supposed to be
resolved,
Right.
and it was put in the Ibis as 10-minute break. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know, but that's what he said.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we got to find out.
Okay. All right. So, like I was telling earlier, this weekend, Friday, Saturday morning, I'm gonna be at the gates. I'm gonna have the formula to how you can calculate your retro. I'm gonna have that handed out. Any questions you may have, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability, because the information you guys got, and you see how it's all over the place. UPS says one thing, IBT says one thing, the contract says one thing, the BA says one thing. So we're just going to do what we can. We just want to be out there so you guys, because we know there's a lot of uneasy people. A lot of people have a lot of concerns and questions. So we're going to be out there this weekend, weather permitting, to answer your questions. The last 2 weekends, man, the rain kind of kept us in the house. So, but this time, if the weather's right, we're going to be out there.
What time you gonna be out there?
Wait, Oregon Avenue, I'm going to be out there probably like 4:30 in the afternoon.
When Saturday?
No. Friday. Then Saturday I'm gonna be at PHL in the morning. Like
I'm
6:30.
gonna be out there. I'm on the way. I'm gonna be out there.
All right.
Expo, you available
I believe so.
Friday night,
I believe so.
Okay.
9:00?
Let me double check. I gotta make sure. You know the way forward's got something playing. I gotta make sure the regular game's playing done.
I got you.
I believe I'm free.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
Saturday might be a different story. We got a
I'm saying
community I gotta
Friday.
go to.
Friday.
Yeah.
I know you only.
Friday.
I know you only can come out Friday.
Yeah, but Friday we're gonna be out there. We got a lot of people got a lot of
Family
questions.
things, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be out there doing the best we can to let you guys know what's going on, because it's a lot of problems, man, a lot of questions, and like you said, we don't have nothing concrete.
And listen, the members, y'all, some of y'all got to give us a chance. Y'all got to give us a chance to answer the question. You know what I mean? Y'all just can't beat us up. You understand what I'm saying, right? Listen,
Right.
we ain't writing the check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all got to give us a chance, right? They be like, I want my money. They ask you a question, they won't let you answer the question. You know what I mean?
Man, they upset. I mean, I can
They
understand.
real upset.
They upset. They was told we
Well,
gonna
we're
get it.
trying to help them. Why they take it out on us?
Hey, well, I mean, they can't take it out. They can't take it out on the people in the office because they ain't there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because somebody, they say, well, they go Jumbo. They say, oh, you Jumbo. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Where's my money at? I'm like, yo, calm down.
Right.
Now, I mean, I give the one guy a card, right? He said, oh, you Jumbo. Where's my money at? I said, yo, buddy, take it easy.
Right.
Take it easy.
Right. Right. That's how it is, though. That's how it's gonna be.
Let's talk about a very important issue that was even brought up at the union meeting with Brother Izzy Gray and Shanahan
Mhm.
about drug testing in the workplace.
Yeah, we talked
Right.
about that yesterday, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
UPS needs to have 2 people, am I not mistaken?
Yeah. 2 management people need to observe the employee who they feel is. Let me put it on the air. Yeah. When it comes to drug testing or working under the influence of where any speculation like that, UPS has to have 2 management personnel to observe said employee, and they have to demonstrate that they're under the influence or supposedly under the influence before they can just bring you in the office. They just can't make up and say, hey, I saw this person, I think he may be, or whatever the case. It has to be, one person has to see it, the second person confirms it, and then that's when the process starts about potential discipline or whatnot. So that's how it's supposed to happen.
You just can't come in and say, hey, listen, I heard you do XYZ
Right.
outside of work.
Right.
I want to test you now.
Right.
And then if UPS is going to do that, they should be contacting the business agent and saying,
Exactly.
hey, listen, we got an issue here.
Right.
We heard that so XYZ's over here thing. Why don't you give him a call and find out whether we got to put him in rehab or not or whatever first.
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad
It's
you
not
brought
just
that
coming
up.
in.
I'm glad you brought that up, Hawk. I got the perfect question for you.
Okay.
Now, we have a member that takes care of his grandmother. His grandmother smokes marijuana. So whenever he comes in UPS, he smells like marijuana.
Okay.
So what are we going to do? That's the question.
Right. Well, just because you smell like it, like you said, don't mean he's doing it. Now, if
Smell, I don't think is enough for it. You have
Right.
to have,
You have to- they have to
the
observe you-
eyes.
right.
You have to have the other so-called symptoms. One thing should not be enough to contemplate a drug test because let's be honest, the city of Philadelphia has basically legalized pot smoking, so
Right.
anybody could be exposed to pot odor and have it on
Exactly.
their clothes.
Right.
And you walk in to
because
work.
I actually
right?
had a hearing.
That's a fact.
No, hold on.
Right, I actually had a hearing maybe a couple months ago where a member, she had hurt her hand. It was an accident. She came in, she opened the door, and the door closed on her hand, and so she was hurt. And she went to file an injury report. So UPS was like, well, we think she may be on drugs. I'm like, what? How is that possible? Because she wants to file an injury report, you think she's on drugs? They didn't observe her. They didn't do any of that. I said, no, this is done. You're mad because she filed an injury report because because it was windy. She opened the door and the wind slammed the door on her hand.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Oh, well, we think she this, that, and the other. No. The door closed in her hand. You guys, she did it right. She filed the paperwork for injury report.
Yeah.
And that was it. They wanted to go ring her all. Oh man, we think she's high. We think she's this. We think she's that. No, there's none of that. The door closed in her hand, in case closed. But they would try to do anything to get our members jammed up. Anything.
Yeah, but they don't want that injury report.
Exactly. So if they can say, hey, we think she's high, or we think she's drunk, or under the influence, they was going to try to do it. It's bad. It's really bad.
And everybody
we work like robots.
Everybody was
Yeah.
asking about the lady that got ran over. You know, lady got ran over. Lady got ran over. What was last night? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday night, lady got ran over in the parking lot, west parking lot. Somebody was backing up, and they don't know whether she seen the spot and backed up, or that the member was walking. But it's Anna from Building Ship. and she's in the hospital. So that's it. Everybody wanted to know who it was. Anna, she worked building shift. She pushed cans on row 1. So we don't know how bad she is,
Right.
but she got hurt pretty bad.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
Jesus.
Oh, you done?
So what's been going on? Has since you on the board, I'm gonna put you on the spotlight here. Since you on the board, now has there been any talks of what the e-board plan on doing as far as educating our members on a new contract or anything like that? I mean, what's going on?
You know that they don't tell me nothing. They don't tell me nothing, anything at all. And Espo know that. Stop it. Let me finish. All right. And Espo knows this, that they don't tell me nothing. They keep everything to themselves, just like they had the Team Care Convention.
Yeah, I
Disney.
think
I'm very upset about it.
that was
They had
bad.
Disney.
That was really bad.
They had
You know what I'm
Disney.
saying?
Malley?
Shanahan and Kevin Malley went, right? So what happened is, if they would have told everybody, I would have went at my own cost. Hooker would have went at his own cost. We'd have went down.
But I think it's a sign of good faith to try to say, hey, listen, we're trying to, work out with everybody, especially with you being one of the main advocates against Team Care for all these years. I think it would have been a good sign.
Good point.
Hey, listen, hey, we're gonna bring Jumbo along.
We need an objective opinion here.
Exactly.
To
I
have
think
a more
that-
scrutinous eye, because they have shown continuously through their behaviors that whatever the IBT or Team Care sells, they're going to push.
Right.
So we need to have someone
exactly.
that looks at
I
that.
think that would have been a good move, and it would have been a good political move as well.
Because I'll tell you right
know
now,
what I mean?
my wife is just now becoming aware to the Team Care debaclement that it is,
Yes.
and the miscommunication
Exactly.
from USA Imaging to Blue Cross and Blue Shield to the Team Care representatives. And the miscommunication, she's getting very upset by that. She's telling me, oh, Joe, you got to call and do all this research first before you go do my health benefits, whatever, because I want to make sure you get the lowest cost possible. I said, I'm not doing that. I said, I just go to the thing. I was like, I save my money so I go to the doctor when I need to go to the doctor.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that hassle.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's going to spend more time in my day fighting to go in and take a look. But I want to tell everybody this. You can get a Blue Cross and Blue Shield Illinois app. Right?
Okay.
That will help you determine the cost of certain procedures. You can look that up online. You can use your Team Care sign in or whatever. You got to sign up and get the
Right.
login ID and all. It's very helpful because it'll show you the places that you get procedures done and how much it's going to cost you, the member, in advance.
Yeah, so y'all hear that? You can download the Blue Cross Blue Shield app of Illinois, and it'll help you navigate the cost of what will be paid at the at what percentage and all that good stuff. So again, I'll put all this up on our page later on, and of course the numbers to Team Care and to the hall and to our BAs, because I know you guys got a lot of questions, and so we want you guys to be able to get the answers that you need.
Yeah, so your man Abe was here last week, and he says Team Care is not that much difference than UPS Health Plan. It really hasn't changed.
I would say the difference is the surprise medical billing, right?
Yeah.
You go into the office to the doctor,
Right.
right? You get procedures done inside the office. Then magically you're going to get a bill not only for the copay for the office visit, but for the procedures that were done in the office, which before you never got.
Right.
That's the difference in Team
All
Care.
right, now while you
And
here,
it's a significant pay difference. In
now
Team Care.
while you here, Abe always says something about what was you talking about the stock market? Can you
Yeah,
explain
we
to the
already
people?
went over that.
Went over that?
Yeah, we
Went
got
over
the paper. I got the paper for Abe later on. This when I give it to him.
He can go take it. He can go take a look at it. Then we come back and we can have a conversation. Abe, I prefer that
So
you
the
talk to me
pension-
first, so we can get all our facts in
Exactly.
order. So we're not wasting people's time here online,
Right.
going back and forth in
Right.
a heated conversation.
Right.
It's about trying to make an intelligible conversation as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
Just like any other committee. Just showing that people get the idea, right?
Right.
If you're going to say that you think the pension is good, prove to me where you think it's good.
Right. If you're gonna
prove
say-
to me
right.
that anybody with their own money would do what we're doing now, right?
Right.
With their retirement planning. Show me that.
Right.
I don't think you can see one member in this local that would do exactly what's going on with that pension contribution.
Right. Exactly.
Not one member.
But like we said in the beginning of the show, there does have to be some changes. We have to sit down and talk with the board And something does need to happen.
change.
Something
I'm
does
not
need to
saying
happen.
that's the
Right, that's the number
that's
one
the
issue.
all along.
Right.
But
But
what I
something
pointed
does
out
need
was
to happen.
this, and what I tried to say to Abe was, get the facts.
Right.
As he said, it wasn't a good idea despite all that stuff. I'll show you what the book says right here. The good book that shows here's what the Dow did, here's the percentage of gains, here's what your contribution is every year.
Right.
That's the money that you're going to get.
Right.
That's what the progress is.
Right.
So Shanahan says we're at 70. Pension fund is at 74%. We're in good shape, right? So if he's saying that, why won't he tell the members what the $6 million was for? Answer the question.
Like I told you guys before, when we had a meeting with Rob Wartenby and the other board member, right? He told us that they wanted to put that information out there, but Shanahan wouldn't let them do it. That's what they told us.
And Espo, you keep telling me to man up, this and that, right? Yo, Espo, do you want me to go to jail? You know, on the E-board meet, you know I'm down there. It's 8 against 1 now, right? If something happened, they call the cops, right? We already went through this. You know, 8 people gonna say I was the cause. Come on now, why would you say that? Come on, now, you know what the deal is. You understand, Stan? Right? Listen.
Listen, when I want you to man up, what do I want you to do?
Oh, what you
What,
stop?
I want you to do? You want to go to rest? You want to go this man, right?
Yo, listen.
What you got? Listen, hold, wait.
All right,
Everybody,
now
right here,
calm
wait,
down.
hold, I
Calm
got
down.
it right here for you.
Calm down, number one.
Jumbo
Calm
will
down.
fill this out by the end of the week, okay? This is a
Calm down.
grievance form
Calm
for
down.
Jumbo, all right?
Calm
There you go.
down. Calm
Take
down.
it in pride.
Yeah. What did say? What did Jim
move,
Murray
bro.
say? What did Jim Murray say? I just throw him in the trash. Didn't he say that?
No.
What did
Billy
Jim-
Morris.
No, Jim Murray
Oh,
said.
Jim Murray said?
Jim Murray said Jumbo just tear the agreement.
Billy Morris said they fell off the table. That was
Oh,
his
fell on
line.
the table,
Yeah.
fell on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
And
fell off the
now,
table.
listen, I would leave that one alone. I really would. I really would leave that one alone, Espo. I would.
Hey, but listen,
I
y'all.
really would.
But I want to say this too.
Trust me, I would.
But I want to say this though. Now, you know, normally for Mother's Day, we always give out flowers. We're gonna do that, but we're gonna push back the taking the mothers out for dinner because this whole contract thing, and we don't want to try to put too much stuff together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna concentrate on the information we're giving out to other members, let them know what's going on. Then by the last weekend in May, that's what we'll do. We'll take, you know, the one mother from PHL, Oregon Avenue. But we're still going to get the flowers out Mother's Day weekend. But as far as doing everything else, with so much stuff going on, we didn't want to just have so much stuff going on, people get confused, what's this, what's that. We really want to concentrate on this whole contract situation right now so people can understand every single thing that's going on. And we didn't want anybody to be confused, all right? So when
How you say you're gonna do it again?
you're going to
Go
pick...
mother. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're gonna pick one mother from Oregon Avenue, mother from PHL, take them out to dinner for Mother's Day. Now the
Numbers or
flowers,
something. How you gonna do it?
pick the numbers from the hat. You know what I mean? Like the tickets. You know, we're gonna do like we did for the TV. All right. But the flowers, we still gonna do the flowers for Mother's Day weekend. We still do that. But as far as all this other stuff, because people gotta know what's going on with the contract. We don't want too much stuff going on. People get confused, and you know it'd be easier on us. Be trying to do that and do this and do that, and still try to educate the members on the contract. It's just too much stuff going on. So we're gonna push that back a couple weeks, so people will know about the contract. All right. So, Jumbo, what up? Oh, next week, what you got going on? So tell everybody what you're gonna be doing next week.
Oh, we're going to Vegas on a Unity conference.
Right. So what going on out there?
I mean, they have a couple classes, this and that.
Right.
Ain't nothing major going.
Yeah.
Not really.
So it's just like a little party for Hoffa?
Yeah,
Are you going out there on your own money, or is you gonna pay for you?
they pay.
Man, that's good.
I mean,
Is Ron Kamak going?
I don't know. I think he is. Going.
Okay.
I hope he's going.
Right. Okay.
I'd be very offended if they don't bring Ron Kamak with them.
Right.
I'd be very offended. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and like I said, everybody's not going because what happened is I told you trying to save money.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's going. It's like you had to pick and choose. You go to PA conference or you go to Vegas. I'm not sure how many people are going there. Oh, they all might. I don't think
They all might go. Because you said only Shanahan and Izzy went, right? And they was charged in arms, so they had to go.
Sorry, no, yeah.
Right, so you know they probably gonna have all y'all go this time. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, they didn't want people to go to PA conference
Right.
because he wants to trying to save money. I don't understand why he keeps saving money.
Now,
He's saving money for what?
Now, I got word from the PA conference that Hoffa was there, right? And he was telling everybody that this contract was the best contract ever
Oh.
in UPS history.
Everybody, you can watch the PA conference of Teamsters, right? They broadcast that on PCN TV.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So you can watch that.
Yeah.
You can see
yeah.
firsthand
Oh, okay.
who's there and what they're talking about, what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah,
I never
because
knew
what
that.
happened is the cameraman is the only person to talk to me while I'm up there.
There you
He's the
go.
only person that talks to me while I'm up
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
Listen, when you're the black sheep, you're the black sheep, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
There's something else I wanted to say, man. I forgot that quick. I can't remember what it was. It'll come back to me one of these, hopefully before we get out of here. But this is what it was. Everybody was still talking about last week's show with our brother Abe, and they liked it because it was a different perspective of someone who's not for us.
On the other side.
On the other side was very, very adamant about why the incumbent should stay in office. But a lot of people have reached out and said, well, we really don't know why these guys should stay in office. Listen to what he was saying, because he really couldn't give a valid point or a valid
he dodged
reason.
the questions.
Right. When we asked him,
when it came to his own team that he feels is the preferred candidate,
Right.
I really felt like he was dodging the questions
Right.
on the interview.
right,
Right?
because there's no reason why they should be.
Well, I think it's part of their plan. If you notice, their plan is always to keep people in the dark. So if Abe starts talking, then all of a sudden Abe might become the black sheep too as well, because now all of a sudden you're letting out the dirty secrets that go on. Now you're criticizing or letting some information out that could be criticized
Exactly,
about what
right.
our job performances are. When his whole purpose was to criticize what others do or say,
Right.
or say, hey, how dare you
Talk
try
about-
to make
exactly.
a change? How dare you try to put forth an effort to improve
Right.
what we have? So these guys are doing.
If you're going to come on the show, you gotta. If you ask a question and the question get answered, and the flip side, when somebody asks you a question, you have to answer.
Right, I don't think it was a waste of time. I think it was really good because a lot of
think
people,
it's insightful myself.
right? Because a lot of people who may feel like Abe feels, can now take a closer look at themselves and say, well, dang, why do these guys deserve another chance? Because if they're one of their main supporters couldn't answer the question on why, and he even agreed that we fight for the members and we do all these things
Yeah,
for the members.
that's what I heard.
He agreed to that. So it puts in perspective to those other people, hey, listen,
He said Clarence and Hooker can represent me,
right, and
Right.
he's for
Hold
the
on.
right.
but just not as secretary treasurer.
Oh, hold on. Yeah,
Right.
what I'm saying is, Hooker can represent him, right? But he won't vote for Hooker as Secretary Treasurer. Why not? Why didn't he answer the
But he
question?
couldn't, and that
Why didn't he answer the question?
because there's really no reason. There really is no
If
reason.
you're gonna let Hooker represent you, you might well let him represent you as Secretary Treasurer.
But that's the thing, and that's the perspective of a lot of other people that feel his way, the way he feels. But now they're questioning themselves because now I'm like, well, why do they deserve another chance? These guys are doing all these things for over the last few years, and you see it. It's not like you gotta guess. You see what we've been doing. You see us organizing other community unions and activists and all. You see us fight the company. You see us changing the bylaws to make it better for the members. You see all these
How
things.
much time we got?
About 3 minutes.
All right, yeah. So now they ordered 12 new dollars. You see new dollars when they come in? We got 12 new dollars, right?
Right.
And everybody said, jump. We got 12 new dollars. But we need new tugs. I mean, we got people going home sick, you know what I mean?
Right.
Spitting up from the fume, even on open tugs,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And they got 12 new dollars, right? They say, jump. That's backwards. They should get new tugs.
Yeah.
Do you see them tugs? You see them tugs that they rented? They bought them now.
They
rented
bought 'em?
tugs.
Okay.
Them old.
Right, right,
them
right,
old.
right,
They
right.
barely run.
Right. Okay.
Did anyone file an injury report in this particular incident?
Nah, I doubt
Has
it.
anyone contacted OSHA about this incident?
Man, people
OSHA
contact
ain't gonna do
OSHA,
nothing,
man.
man.
It's
Call-
just,
call
you know
OSHA
what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time. OSHA ain't gonna do nothing.
Just
man.
have it on the record.
Yo, OSHA ain't gonna do nothing. They done call OSHA 100 times. OSHA ain't cut the floor.
Right.
We gotta make sure we give out the Teamsters comp lawyer, Freeman and Laurie.
Yeah.
So people
For
can
what?
understand. Hey, look, I got
For
sick
what?
at work. I should be getting covered.
Yo, we had a member go down there, right? And that's a good question you brought to Freeman and Laurie, right? They only do certain things. What are we paying them for? We had a man went down there for simple assault. They wouldn't help him. What are we paying for?
Well, good people, we it's almost over with. You got about 2 more minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. You guys got any quick closing statements real quick before we close it up?
I appreciate all the Jungo's done over the past years, despite him ripping up that grievance.
Yo, keep it up with the grievance. You going to keep it up? Keep it up. I'm telling you, keep it up now. You don't want to go there with that now. Listen, I'm going to say, everybody, make sure you vote. The election is November.
October the 4th.
They count the ballots.
October the 5th.
And they count the ballots November the 4th, right? And make sure you vote for Richard Hooker. Get all your people to vote. And TDU sucks.
All right, good people, we're going to get out of here. We appreciate you guys joining in on the show, WOM 92.9, South Philadelphia Community Radio. Thank you guys for all you do. Don't forget to go to the website, sbcr.org, donate to the station. Again, October the 5th, November the 4th. It's in about 30 weeks. We got to make change, all right? You guys heard it here firsthand last week. Not a lot of people can say that these guys deserve another term. If you guys feel that we're doing the job, and we're doing the job now, I feel as though we are, we need a shot. All we need is a chance. That's all we're asking for, all right? So we just need you guys to vote. God bless you guys. We love you. Don't forget, 623 Lives Matter.
We off?
Yep.
I'm going. Yo, I'm bringing the wood.
You're not off.
I'm bringing the
You're still on
wood.
Facebook.
I'm bringing the wood.
Still Facebook.
I'm bringing the wood.
When Facebook's off, we're gonna have a
I'm bringing the wood. Ain't no conversation. I'm bringing the wood.